it feels like Tony's gonna win. I'm talking myself into Athena winning.
The world title?
Yeah.
I don't think
What
so.
other title is she going for?
That's true. Athena, the world title, the women's world title. No, I just no, I don't think so.
All right.
I would be surprised.
So here's my argument for Athena. It's not a great argument. I can concede that.
By the way, this is the Megan Bain conversation all again.
No, because you don't know what my argument is.
Well, no, I mean the people trying to talk themselves into Tony Storm winning. Go ahead.
Okay, but my argument has nothing to do with Megan Bain or this is why Tony should lose or anything like that. My argument actually has to do with the casino gauntlet. And if you are doing they're doing both the casino gauntlet matches here, you're risking doing 3 failed casino gauntlet winners. Because Christian didn't win. Now Athena loses. Now MJF loses.
Does MJF lose?
I think MJF loses more than Tony Storm losing. I mean, look, maybe they go with MJF but cutting Hangman's reign after a month, that's not gonna sit well with people.
By the way, why can't everyone fail? All they did was win a match.
Sure.
All they did was win a title shot. It doesn't. If anything, they jumped the line, so they should be seen as failures. And they're cashing it in. I hate using cashing it because it's a Money in the Bank thing. They're executing the contracts, as AEW is calling them. At the same time, that's kind of, you could have spaced them out better. But like, I don't see them losing as like this vision of the contracts are useless or the casino gauntlet is useless. I think it's more just that they didn't win.
No,
they went right to the cash-ins.
Well, them doing it back to or both contracts on this show, it was always weird to me. I don't think that everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's meaningless now because you've had 3 straight failures, but it does say something that you would have 3 failures out of 3. Like, the winners would be 0 for 3. It's supposed to be this big thing at All In, and nobody has won. The fact that they muddied it up this year with when do you execute the contract, and then they both just did it at Forbidden Door is kind of, it was weird. And I don't know if that was the original plan or if stuff fell through, and so this is what they just decided to go with. But I do think it is, again, just weird. It's not that they can't do it, but it is just weird that, all right, we're going to go 0 for 3 on Casino Gauntlet winners. You want to try to tout that winning the Casino Gauntlet gets you much closer to a title shot than just you get it at the next pay-per-view. If they just did it where you get it at the next pay-per-view, I'd have far less commentary on this, honestly. But because it is, you execute the contract, then it feels like it should be a bigger deal, and you should have like somebody winning this thing.
So worth noting, I'm looking on Wikipedia. This will be 19 and 20 in terms of execution of Casino Gauntlet winners and getting a match. Do you know? So for 18 of these,
okay.
Do you know how many have come out as victors?
I don't think it's a lot, honestly.
4.
All right. Here's the difference and what I'm trying to explain. The other ones were you get your title shot at this set date. These are all you can execute it and get your title shot whenever you want. Again, I'd have far less of an issue with this if they won it All In, and at All In they said they get a title shot at Forbidden Door. Because then it would just be like any other Casino Gauntlet. And fine. The Casino Gauntlet has not produced too many champions off of it. But it's not. It is a contract execution where you can get it whenever you want. Christian came in the middle of a match. Athena didn't have to do Forbidden Door. MJF didn't want to do Forbidden Door, and he got goaded into it. I think it's weird that both of them are doing it at Forbidden Door. It feels, again, like something fell through or they didn't properly plan things out and they just decided to do them both at Forbidden Door. That's my argument, is not the Casino Gauntlet winners are failing. It is the All In Casino Gauntlet winners are failing when they have a shot whenever they want.
I think they do the Casino Gauntlet enough times, regardless of when the show is, that it doesn't really matter. And again, the seeing that it's 4, Hangman Adam Page, by the way, MJF, Will Ospreay, Tony Storm. Those are the 4 people who have actually won their Casino Gauntlet victories. I understand where you're coming from. Like, it was a big show that they won them on, therefore you want to make it feel like a big deal that they cash in or execute the contract at the shows that they're pretending on.
It's a big deal because, yeah, you're supposed to win this and you can execute the contract. Not a big deal to win the Casino Gauntlet. It has less to do with the match and more to do with the prize. You're saying the prize isn't as big of a deal. And then, in turn, that makes the match and the stakes of the match at that particular event, that makes it less of a big deal. And I don't think you want that. Like, you want it to be, look, I think the Money in the Bank concept has completely run its course. Don't get me wrong. But they've at least made it to where, hey, if you get this thing, you're 90% chance gonna be a world champion. It's a big deal.
I don't think they want to turn that into a trope in AEW either, though. And that's where they have to figure out what the Casino Gauntlet means and what winning the Casino Gauntlet is, like what the importance is. Because if it's a means to get to a world title or whatever title you're going for, then you have to be willing to know the casino part of the gauntlet doesn't end there. You can still lose after you win this match. And therefore it's not as important as the Money in the Bank, where the Money in the Bank is like this almost guaranteed, because they've set that precedent to WWE. With the Casino Gauntlet match, they haven't set any precedent at all.
Yeah. Right now, they're setting the precedent that everybody fails.
That's fine. That should be it, because that is what the casino is about. If you go to Vegas or you go to any casino, you're probably not going to win. But once in a while, you'll win big, and you then want to turn it into other people wanting the match. Now I understand where you're coming from, but that doesn't mean that if both of these people fail, Athena and MJF, if they fail in their attempts at cashing in, that does. I mean, first of all, they'll do the match whenever. Tony will do it like at any event randomly and just be like, Casino Gauntlet match. And this is it. We saw this. There were weeks where it was just like a Casino Gauntlet every other week, it felt like. If you do that again, you can rebuild the goodwill or whatever of the Casino Gauntlet and what it can mean. The idea being is that you're building a number one contender based on this match. You're not building a justified winner based out of this match.
But this is the point of just having the contract execution. You talk about the casino, and sometimes you go to the casino and you fail. I'm fine if, like, the Casino Gauntlet winner, as you said, there's been 18, 19, and only 4 have won. Okay, they earned their title shots and they lost. It'd be the same thing as you won a number one contenders match and you lost. How many times have a number one contender lost a title match after earning the title? Whether they won a tournament, whether they won a 4-way, whatever it might be. This contract is supposed to represent a leg up on the house. And fail. This is like going to the casino and you're playing 21 and you've hit on 21. You have 21. Just stay. So why are you hitting?
This is where the conversation turns into who should be winning the Casino Gauntlet match. Because at that point, if you're trying to make a star or give an opportunity to someone who hasn't shown that they are world championship level opponents, then you need to start giving your Casino Gauntlet to the undercard and have them win and go for the world title and have their opportunities. And then one's going to hit and that's going to be like, oh my God, they did it. But because it's MJF and it's Athena, they're 2 big stars. They're 2 world champions in their own right. Them having it is just kind of like, well, it's a storyline progression, and it's not necessarily the best storyline progression, especially because they're doing it at the same time.
I think what they need to figure out is what this contract is actually going to be. That's the real issue here, is they don't know what this contract is. For Christian, it was cash in at any time. For Athena and MJF, it was like MJF just said, all he didn't sign the contract though. Big deal that he said, "I'll execute the contract." Like, shouldn't
Do
you
you
have to
think?
sign it?
Do you
Athena
think?
signed it.
So do you think maybe there's a world where MJF tries to play, asshole and just like, you made the match, Tony, but I never signed the contract, so technically I still have it.
I think that would be smart.
Okay,
Honestly,
I
I
don't hate
think
it because it's an MJF's character to play that game and be like, technically I never signed it away. So like I
yeah,
can see something like that being the case.
yeah. I think that would be smart to try to make a little bit more sense of the contract situation and doing this match so quickly and doing it on the same show that you were doing the women's world title match. I would be fine with that. It's of MJF's character to
Okay,
do that as
sorry,
well.
because I'm going to get into the semantics here. No, there have not been 18 casino gauntlet match. There have been 18 uses of the casino match in some way, shape, or form to guarantee a title shot. The gauntlet is one thing. The matches are the other. So no, there have not been
Also, like
18
casino ladder matches,
exactly where they're still using a
casino battle
they're
royals.
still using a grouping of people to find a world title contender or a contender for a title. But that was the whole point. It's the idea of using because they're using casino for all of these like out of nowhere opportunities. That's what they've done. They've done 18 of those, 20 if you're counting Athena and MJF, but those haven't happened yet.
Okay. Again,
The idea is still casino based.
my issue again is not that they get a title shot and they lose. It is the point of the all in one is supposed to be different and supposed to be special. If all in was just you get your title shot at Forbidden Door, it's like, all right, fine. You just won your number one contender. But it's supposed to be you get this contract to get a title shot anytime you want. And both of them are burning it in a month instead of using it a little bit more or holding on to it to ensure that they become the world champion. Like, it's also an issue when it's three heels who have won this thing, and this is what they're doing. Christian failed. MJF and Athena may or may not fail, but they both cashed in or executed the contract beforehand instead of like this is a babyface move. I understand the way they got there was for MJF, it made sense for Athena, kind of a babyface-ish move for Athena. But like heels should just be smarter when it comes to having this in their possession, and they're not.
I see Pile Driver in the chat, by the way, talking about like it's not cutting in line. I'm sorry, it is a matter of cutting in line and not getting the upper hand. Technically, winning the match is that cutting in line. It's when they brought in the cash in idea or the execution of the contract that things kind of muddied it up. And like you said, it's been three heels who have done it this way, and they need to find a way to bring back the casino gauntlet as a you win, you get this opportunity at this date. Because if you do the cash in, executing the contract, whatever you want to call it, is a little, it doesn't work the same way. It doesn't hit the same way. I would much rather they not do the money in the bank style and instead keep doing this as you want to jump the line to be the number one contender, you win this match and you get the title shot at this date. Because that's what it's supposed to be. The idea of the casino gauntlet or the casino matches were always set time, set date. This is your opportunity. And it was the undercard that would do it. And that's why I'm saying it needs to be the under and the mid card, whatever, not the super duper main event like the MJFs, like Athena, you can argue is not main event.
And Osprey is one casino gauntlet. Like
Well, that's the other thing. I don't
times.
necessarily love that Osprey did it either. Osprey was like the first time was cute, and then they suddenly did it three times, and it was like, all right, we're setting a precedence here, and we don't need to set it. It should be the undercard. Like looking at other winners of these casinos type matches, it to me made a little more sense to do it that way.
But not all of them got. But not all of them got world title shots. Some of them were
no.
like
Some of them were TNT. Some of them, yeah. I fully understand. Some of them were TNT. Some of them were international championship. Some of them were tag titles. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm aware. That's why I'm talking about the casino match in total, not the casino gauntlet match, because they still produce the same quality of this conversation or the same quality of challenge. It's about jumping the line.
Yes, for the other ones.
I know, and it should stick to that. It should stick to jumping the line. It shouldn't stick to cashing in, because then you're becoming Money in the Bank again. And you've already said, so Christian Cage was too long and people were over it. Athena and MJF, they got it right out of the way because they didn't want to wait for people to think they were holding it for too long, because then it was going to feel like they had Money in the Bank again. This is why they got to not rely on the executing the contract, because there won't be a right time. As long as there is the Money in the Bank in existence in the WWE realm, there are going to be a swath of fans who are AEW fans who say, don't do it like this. It doesn't work, and it's not the way that you should be doing this. That's the way it goes.
Just
You're
do
not
it
going to make
better.
everyone happy. Do it better. Whatever that is, you got to do it better. But doing it, I agree with you, by the way. 1 month in, and both winners are challenging for their respective world titles that they won opportunities for. I understand there's a story there. One was goaded into it. The other one was like, I'm going to bide my time, but then she didn't. Like, they're telling different stories. No one's questioning that. It was just that they both had to align at the same time to do the same show. That felt a little like, all right, damn, we're just going to get rid of the timing thing.
Yeah, MJF should try to be like, I didn't sign the contract.
Yeah,
So
I hope he
knows.
does. I would be fine with that story beats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he loses, but then cashes in.
And then he gets his way, because that's what he basically said he was going to do. He always said he was going to get his opportunity, and then he was going to win whatever. Like he always had it making it feel like he was going to get an opportunity and then immediately cash in after he loses or doesn't get the first one.
He's going to lose to Hangman Page, and then the Hurt Syndicate's going to come out and beat up Hangman, and then MJF's going to cash in, and it was a ruse all along.